over a touch, would you, Phil?
Leger, get up here a minute, would you?
What's going on?
I don't much care for the looks of that sky.
No? Looks fine to me.
Give it half an hour and it won't. There's a dust storm coming. We need to seek shelter fast.
We can't just stop and wait it out on the wagon?
Even secured, there's a chance it could blow over. I'm not risking it. There's a house up ahead a ways. We'll stop and see if we can shelter there.
All right. I'll let the others know. Lola wasn't kidding about the storm picking up. Is someone living here? That sky is bad news. Locked. Figures. Hello? Anybody home? No answer. Good thing I've got these lockpicks. Oh!
Can I help you with something?
My companions and I need a place to ride out the storm. We thought this house was abandoned.
Well, it's not. But how many are ye?
There's 6 of us. That's our wagon back there on the road.
Well then, go fetch 'em.
You're sure?
I won't have ye blow away on me porch. And you'll be keeping an old man company. So long as you're not bandits or thieves, are ye?
No, sir. We're fortune seekers of an honest sort.
Then we'll be getting along just fine. Now, get your folk in here quick before we all get whisked to Kingdom Come.
Appreciate you letting us ride out the storm in here, sir. Mighty good of you.
Ah, of course. As I told your mate, I'm glad for the company. Welcome to me home. I'm Captain Philip Boylan.
Pleasure's all ours. I'm Jake Ackerman. And this is Miss Leger, Mr. Luo, Mr. Marquez, Ms. Redbird, and Miss Johnson.
Fine-looking crew, sure. And not to worry, there's plenty of space here. I've a spare room upstairs and a settee in the library.
So, Captain Boylan, would that be a sea captain?
Aye.
We're a long way from water. What brought you out here?
There'll be time for trading tales soon enough. For now, I'll be needing some assistance. I was about to start supper. Seeing as I'm setting extra places, I could use a couple more hands.
I'd be glad to help.
As would I.
Ah, grand.
Could you use another?
Sure. All right, shall we? The rest of ye, make yourselves at home. I'll sound the gong when supper's ready. Excellent work, galley crew. We'll be feasting within the hour.
You're fortunate to be so well provisioned. We recently visited a community that was having trouble with their crops. I hope they have enough stored to last the winter.
So, Captain,
Aye?
what are we helping you prepare anyway?
I'll give you a clue. It's got potatoes in it. But seriously, why ruin the mistake? You'll find out soon enough.
Captain, I was wondering,
Aye?
where did you get that gong?
Oh, that were a gift from an old friend who spent a few years sailing out of Shanghai. Is that from whereabouts ye hail yourself, Mr. Luo?
Me? Oh, no. That is, my parents came over from China, though I'm not sure where exactly. They never talk much about it. But my brother and I were both born in Presidio.
Ah,
So have you ever been to China?
No. I hope to go someday, though. Maybe I can convince Jake to take his show overseas once this trip's over.
Maybe. Stranger things have happened. So does that mean you speak the language?
Yes, although my parents wish I spoke it more.
That might come in useful in El Presidio.
Well, I'll try my best.
well, this should be plenty, thank ye. Why not go rest up? I'll sound the gong when supper's ready.
That was lovely. What an interesting life he's led.
I bet he's got as many stories as Jake. Speaking of which, I better go find him.
I'm going to look in the library. See you at dinner.
painting of a harbor. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. An impressive weapon. That probably goes to a closet or a basement or something. A seaside landscape. I'm detecting a theme. If I had to guess, I'd say this came from someplace in Africa. Captain Boylan sure has gotten around. Locked.
It seems the good captain is an avid reader.
No kidding. Who's that?
Palace, I believe.
These shelves are full of ship's logbooks. Captain Boylan had a long career. We're in the middle of the desert, but it feels like we could be at sea. Nautical adventures, war stories, medieval romances, and frontier tales. That's a nice instrument.
Isn't she? Very finely crafted. I wonder how the captain came by her.
Atlases, travelogues, and naval histories. Such an intricate design.
Must have taken ages to carve.
A gentum jug.
Say that 5 times fast.
Some kind of navigational instrument. I haven't a clue how it works. I'm no expert, but it looks old, foreign, and valuable. Classical dialogues, poetry, and natural philosophy. Admiring the captain's collection?
I am. Such curious objects.
Quite a collection, huh?
You know, Dr. Sedgwick was also fond of collecting. Not like this, though. Mostly things like medical diagrams, antique surgical implements, and wax anatomical models. When I was young, I used to go into his office to sneak peeks at the old books that had illustrations of people showing different afflictions. Pustules and lesions, scrofula, all the venereal diseases at once, that sort of thing. They were kind of horrifying, but also strangely fascinating.
Why, Nadine, you absolute scamp. The label says Barbados rum. No sense interrupting her reading. I've got nothing to say. The plaque says the Corona. Oh, that's interesting. There's a little model sailor that looks kind of like Captain Boylan. The port of Gascon, if I'm not mistaken. Been years since I've seen it. A plain old sea chest. I shouldn't be snooping around. Not without a good reason, anyway. Hey, I've seen this sort of thing before. I believe it's called scrimshaw. It's got an old sailing ship on it. It's been carved with a whale design. It's got a seabird on it, a pelican, I think. Someone carved a lighthouse onto this. It doesn't do much for me. This is the water closet. Miss Johnson, there you are.
Yep.
Can you see anything through that spyglass?
Just the wagon. Wanted to make sure it's standing up to the storm.
And is it?
Seems to be. Excuse me, won't you?
finely carved. Must be quality craftsmanship. I shouldn't be snooping around. Not without a good reason, anyway. I wonder what old Captain Boylan uses this for. Stargazing? Can't see much aside from the wagon parked down there. I can just make out the wagon through the dust. At least it hasn't blown away. Captain Boylan was quite dashing in his youth. Captain Boylan was quite dashing in his youth. A musty-smelling mess of laundry. It's empty. Can't see much aside from the wagon parked down there. Wasted no time making yourself comfortable, I see.
My back's been acting up lately, you know? Truth is, it's been a while since I was out on the road like this, camping with only a bedroll every night. Guess I got used to inns and soft mattresses, and there's a decent bed in the show wagon. Now, it ain't like I've gone soft or nothing, just, you know, showing my old bones some love.
Storm's still going.
I'm glad we found a safe place to stay.
Nice to be able to freshen up. Ah. Evocative scene.
Don't stare at that painting too long or you'll get seasick.
Speaking from experience.
Let's just say I'm glad it's on the wall behind me.
Functional little nightstand with storage.
Hey now, don't go snooping around in there. We don't want to get on our host's bad side.
Hey, Danny.
Hi, Harley. Do you mind if we talk later? I'm feeling a little light.
Sure, not a problem.
We can chat after supper. Right now, I could use a rest.
I can't remember the last time this table was so full. How are you finding the fare?
Not bad.
Most satisfactory.
The very soul of rustic simplicity. Quite simple and, unadorned.
And no adornment needed. My compliments to the kitchen. But then I'm not exactly impartial.
In any case, it's been a real pleasure having a proper meal at a table.
Been roughing it then?
And how? The campfire don't compare to this.
Where are ye folks headed?
El Presidio.
Ah, I used to sail out of there.
Have you by chance heard of Dr. Bennett Clark?
I can't say the name rings a bell. Is he a friend of yours?
No, he's really of no relevance. Can't imagine why Miss Leger would bring him up. You said you sailed from El Presidio, Captain Boylan?
Aye, for many a year. I used to captain a whaler.
No kidding. You must have some stories.
A fair few. I could tell ye about the largest beast we ever snared. The one what took me leg.
Go on then, tell us.
It was back in 25. We were circling a lagoon off the coast of New Spain. We were on the point of giving up, when suddenly a great monster breaches off the port bow. She was the biggest I'd ever seen. I shouted the order to launch the whaleboats in pursuit. Me men put all their backs and all their hearts into rowing, and soon we was on her. All around, the water was churning white with foam. The beast surfaced again so close, we nearly capsized. But the harpooner had steady legs, and a steadier aim on him, and he struck true. Then the battle began. Oh, how she thrashed and reared. Somehow, the rope got wrapped round me leg and pulled, and tore almost clean through. I thought I was a goner for sure, but it wasn't over yet. At last, the beast tired out. We hauled her in just as it was getting dark. Cutting her up was no easy job. She was 50 foot if she was an inch. Got a good sum for all that oil and blubber. But it wasn't only the whale went under the knife that night. Doc cut me up too, taking care of what little was left of me leg by that point. Saved me life.
Quite a tale.
That poor creature.
I doubt you'd feel that way if you met one yourself, Missy.
How about we just finish our dinner? If anybody has an appetite left after that story.
Aye, fair enough. Now, that was a fine meal. And a fine meal should be followed by some fine rum and conversation. Would ye care to join me in the library?
That sounds like a perfect way to pass the evening.
I'm going to retire. Sounds like the storm's died down, so I'm bunking in the wagon.
You sure that's a good idea, Miss Johnson?
I'm sure. See y'all bright and early.
Harley, a word?
What is it?
Captain Boylan's a friendly feller, but you were a mite loose-lipped at dinner, if I may say. We don't need every Tom, Dick, and Harry knowing about our search for Clark's money.
I only asked Boylan if he'd heard of Clark, not a word about the money.
Still, you're treading on thin ice. A more curious sort might start probing, and we don't need that.
Point taken.
Glad we're on the same page. Now let's go join the party.
Sure you won't have some rum, Miss Redbird?
I'm sure. Thank you.
And for you, Miss Leger.
Don't mind if I do.
A toast to new friends.
Cheers! Damn, where'd you say this stuff came from?
A gift from an old friend in Barbados. Best rum in the world, in my opinion. Got plenty more in me cellar. You're welcome to it. Now then, Mr. Marquez, I had a question for you.
I may have an answer.
Am I mistaken, or are ye of the new Spanish persuasion?
I am, yes.
Grand! I'd like ye to have this. She belonged to an old friend of mine. New Spanish, like yourself. He used to play the most beautiful music. He left her to me when he died, but I always felt she should return to her proper home, as it were.
I am honored.
Suppose I ought to have asked if you play.
In fact, I do. A little bit, anyway.
Go on, then. Give us a song.
Very well, but let me tune her first. That should do. Now, let's see if I remember.
Goodness, that was beautiful. Where did you learn that?
Thank you, Harley. I had a tutor as a child. My father insisted I learn to play something, so I chose the guitar.
Well, ain't you just full of surprises?
I think this calls for another round.
Hear, hear.
It's been a grand evening. This old salt needs his beauty sleep. Stay up late as ye like. All I ask is ye not disturb me in me quarters. I'm not a light sleeper, but I can be a right bastard when startled.
I promise we'll steer clear and tiptoe quieter than the angels. Good night, Captain.
See ye all in the morning.
Don't know about you folks, but I ain't ready to bed down just yet.
Yes, the night is still young.
Let's say we have a couple more rounds.
And the rum's all gone now.
Captain Boylan said he had more in the cellar.
I'll just go fetch a bottle or two. Oh, bad news. Cellar's locked.
Oh, chingada.
Guess the party's over, then?
Not necessarily. Harley, would you be so kind as to apply your skills to our little problem?
Sure, I can get that door open. I've still got my lockpicks, so it'll be a cinch.
Atta girl. Let us know when you done it.
A poker for stoking the fire. This could be useful. An ancient arrowhead I found buried in the desert. An old Spanish doubloon. Locked. Shouldn't be too tricky. I've seen this kind of lock plenty of times. Shouldn't be too tricky. I've seen this kind of lock plenty of times. What's wrong with me today? Good thing I wrote those notes in my journal. Maybe this lock isn't as simple as I thought. Could look for the key. Tumbler locks shouldn't be this hard. Just need to turn the lockpick the right way. Shouldn't be too tricky. I've seen this. I got it.
Nice work, Harley. Now let's go get that rum.
I cannot see a thing down here.
How about we light that wall lamp?
This will help us see down here if we can light it. This will help us see down here if we can light it. This will help us see down here if we can light it.
We are lucky to have made it down the stairs without tumbling down in the dark.
Gotta be matches around here somewhere.
Full of matches. Don't mind if I do. The dinner gong. Can't imagine it gets much use. One of the doors is slightly open. I shouldn't be snooping around. Not without a good reason, anyway. This door goes into the captain's quarters. Well stocked, but not with anything I need. For an old sea captain, Boylan's got some rather modern conveniences. Captain Boylan keeps a tidy house. It's empty. Much better.
Now, about that rum.
What was that?
Sounded like the captain's voice. Come on. You heard it too, huh?
Yes, it came from upstairs, I think.
It sounded like Captain Boylan, but aren't his quarters on this floor?
I thought the same.
Perhaps we should go see if he's all right.
Yep, you and Miss Redbird check the spare room. Danny and I'll check the bedroom. Harley, you look in the captain's quarters. We ain't got time to lose.
Odd. Captain Boylan's not here. Where could he have gone? I can just hear Joni. A quill and ink, how charming! The captain won't miss this for now. No mirror. I guess Captain Boylan doesn't do much preening here. Looks like a sea bunk. Guess old habits die hard. The storm has eased up some. An old oak wardrobe. An old oak wardrobe. Can't really see anything in here. The storm has eased up some. A set of keys. One of them must unlock the cellar. No need to worry about that anymore, though. The captain still has some old country pride. Well stocked, but not with anything I need.